If you want to support this channel, go to Patreon under Natural Gallant Bodybuilding. The link is down below. And by donating monthly, just even as much as $1, it can help me make more content for you guys and continue to share my experience in natural bodybuilding and to help you out with your training. So it's a pretty good deal. I think it's a pretty good deal. Train the muscles, not the joints. Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk about, I don't know what yet, but I'm going to think about it on the way up the logging road to the spot where I will talk to you about real important stuff when it comes down to natural bodybuilding and getting muscle and that sort of thing. You know, stuff I talk about all the time. Mountain. So I thought of a subject, and that is based on a post that I saw somebody post on Facebook. Somebody posted that they're having trouble getting motivation to train. They're having trouble just being inspired to work out and that sort of thing. So one thing I'm going to share with you today, and a lot of you who are tuning into this channel already know it, because you're tuning into this channel probably because you're saying, how do I constantly feed the fire of motivation or discipline? How do I help myself find a way to get in the gym and to continue my training? And sometimes trying out new techniques helps you get motivation or inspiration around your training. But the one thing I want to talk about is, and this is true when it comes down to art or any discipline, if you wait for motivation or inspiration before you do something, you'll probably never do it, or you'll do it a little bit. I can't tell you how many times when I was training for competitions or anything where I just did not feel like going to the gym. Like I was not inspired. It was not fun for me to go to the gym every single time. And of course I had times where it was an enthusiastic endeavor, where it was fun, but there were a lot of times where it wasn't. And it's those times when training is not so fun that you still get up and do it anyway, assuming that, of course, you're paying attention to your body and you're not, just beating yourself to death through an injury or something like that. It's those times that produce the most results for you when it comes down to training. So don't wait for motivation. I know we're in the New Year's resolution time, and some of you are new to bodybuilding or lifting weights or fitness, and some of you are veterans at this. But I'm just going to remind you what you've done that actually worked. And what you've done is that you've put one foot in front of the other, regardless of whether you're feeling like training or not. I mean, some things just have to get done if you want to produce a certain result. And that's really true when it comes down to training, when it comes down to making YouTube videos like I'm doing, when it comes down to making music, when it comes down to creating anything. There's a point to where discipline has to play a larger factor than inspiration, because through applying the discipline, the inspiration comes, but it's just getting in front of that barbell every single day, or getting in the gym every day that you are supposed to train. You're still taking your days off here and there, but just getting in the gym and going through the motions and getting in front of the counter and eating that food, the food that is not quite as interesting as pizza and chicken wings, but eating the food that you need to, and you just continue to do this, and you continue to show up, then from there inspiration happens, and from there results also happen. So it's the same thing with your creative endeavors. If some of you guys want to be creative when it comes down to music, like I'm doing, I'm producing music and stuff, or if you want to be creative when it comes down to painting, or maybe you do some sort of craft or some sort of, you know, work where you're an engineer, you're building some sort of machinery, you still have to fight through those periods of time where there's not as much inspiration coming, where you're hitting just nothing but obstacles. And as you have the courage to show up to those obstacles and say, I'm still showing up anyway, at some point you break through them and the results that you're looking for do become part of your life. So this is the thing. I was talking to somebody just a day or two ago, and this person, when I was talking to them about how to get inspired when it comes down to doing something with their life, when it comes down to creativity and things, they were coming up with a bunch of reasons of why they couldn't do this and why they couldn't do that. And that's the same thing with training. A lot of times people come up with reasons why they just don't feel like training. That's really what they're doing. They come up with a bunch of reasons why they're not training, but really the truth is they just don't feel like training in a lot of cases. Not always, but most of the time it's just they just don't feel like training. They don't feel like it, so they come up with a reason to not face that fatigue when they go to the gym, not to face that demon of resistance, right? And that's really the practice of the gym, is basically facing that internal resistance, that lack of motivation. Facing that itself and still showing up to the gym is what will create results in the long term. And it'll produce results in everything in your life if you apply it anywhere you wish. So when you don't feel like going to the gym, or when you don't feel like training, that's normal. That's part of the process. But your ability to continue to face the gym and to go through the motions anyway is what's going to produce the most amount of results. Assuming that you're not obviously ignoring the physical body and overtraining and that sort of thing. As long as you discipline yourself, you will make gains. That's the point. So it's not always going to be roses and puppy dogs and bunny rabbits when you're going to the gym. We know that. And it's not always going to be easy. You're not always going to make progress. Sometimes you're going to have to fight through certain injuries. You're going to have to work around certain things or certain challenges. Sometimes they're dietary challenges. Sometimes they're health challenges. As you get older, sometimes there's different injuries that might nag you from car accidents or other things that happen in your life. But you can still train anyway around those areas. Don't let those resistances or those challenges tell you that you shouldn't work out or shouldn't still pursue exercise. So yeah, don't be afraid to work around things. You don't have to push through them, but work around them. You can still train anyway. Good. One more set of these. One more, and then I'll turn on to some legs. This is really the challenge. I mean, you're trying to establish wisdom as you're training over the years and not pushing through the wrong things. But at the same time, remember, there are a lot of excuses that also come up in the body that say, just don't work out today. Today's a little bit too hard. Oh, you're a little tired. Or you're not going to get the same pump because you just didn't eat enough. You know, that sort of thing. So don't get too sidetracked by these little voices that are trying to destroy you and derail you from making gains in the gym. It's your ability to face this stuff that will give you the results long term. So I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and share my stuff. I know some of you haven't been sharing my stuff. You're sharing all sorts of other stuff. You're sharing like kitten sort of videos and all that, but you're not sharing my Gallantian videos. What's up with that, man? I'm just gonna make this awkward. I'm just gonna stare at you for a bit.